Welcome back to the First Line Library. I'm Jordan, and today I have my monthly wrap up for the month of February. Let's jump into it. Welcome back, guys. So happy to be here with you all for another monthly update. Sorry this is a little late getting to you guys. The end of February going into March has been crazy busy. Lots of stuff happening in life. Work has been really busy, so it's been taking quite a bit of my time. But I have been reading, probably not as much as some of you, but for me it's been a lot. So starting off, what I read in February. The first book is The Housemaid. I think Frida McFadden is the author. I don't have a physical copy because I read it on my Kindle. I actually bought this book, I don't know, back when it came out, and I just let it sit on my Kindle for quite some time. Then, you know what? I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to read. I was feeling a little burnout on fantasy, so I was just flipping through my Kindle and came across The Housemaid. I was like, you know what? Let's jump into it. And I blew through that so quickly. It's nothing crazy. It's not the best story, but it's pretty thrilling, and I really enjoyed it. It's definitely not, 4 to 5 stars, like 3.5 stars for me, but I enjoyed it. It's a great palate cleanser, if you will. So yeah, The Housemaid. If you're looking for something just to cleanse your palate, not a bad idea. The next book I read was Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. This was actually really, really good. Honestly, starting this book right after The Housemaid, it felt eerily similar, but it kind of turned out to be its own story. This one has more of a supernatural aspect to it versus just the straight thriller from The Housemaid. This one was really good. This one was actually a solid 4 to 4.5 star book. It had some pacing issues, but I really enjoyed it. I thought the plot was really good. The twists were good. The characters were really good. Some of them were a little flat, but I think overall, pretty good book. I really enjoyed this one. So if you're looking for a kind of supernatural thriller, this is a good one to pick up. Then right after that, I jumped into I Am Legend. This is a novella by Richard Matheson. It is his quintessential vampire book. This copy I have here is the movie tie-in. If you've seen the movie, it's a decent movie, but the movie is not quite like the book. And as per usual, the book is better. This one is actually only half of this. The rest of this book are short stories by Richard Matheson. Yeah, this was really good. The way that Richard Matheson is able to write a book mostly just one character talking to himself and not go crazy, but go crazy a little bit. Really, really good. Yeah, highly recommend this. This is also a great palate cleanser as well. It's super short. You can get through this in one sitting. Some of you might be able to, I can't, but I read this over just, a couple of days. Really, really highly recommend I Am Legend if you're looking for another palate cleanser or just a quick vampire book. Really, really good. So that leads me into what I'm currently reading. As I was wrapping up Hidden Pictures, I picked up the audiobook of Swan Song by Robert McCammon, and I have been listening to that every day, and boy, is it good. If you've read The Stand, it's a very, very similar book in style and tone, and even the plot as far as, post-apocalyptic story, but as I'm getting closer to the end of Swan Song, it feels so different from The Stand in such a good way. I love The Stand, probably top 5 books of all time for me. And yeah, Swan Song, I don't know where it's going to fit in that ranking, but right now it is incredible. The good versus evil conflict is so clear. The characters are so well written. And yeah, I highly recommend Swan Song. I haven't finished it yet, but I am going out on a limb and saying I think you will enjoy it too, especially if you enjoyed The Stand or if you're a fan of post-apocalyptic books and stories. This is definitely a pickup that you'll want to have. So as I've been listening to Swan Song on audio, I was reading I Am Legend, and once I wrapped that up, I couldn't quite decide what I wanted to pick up next. I knew I wanted something fast-paced, thrilling, kind of along the lines of what I've been reading, and I ended up picking up The Troop by Nick Cutter. Now, to preface this, I wasn't quite sure I wanted to pick this up. It was 1 out of 5 books that I had on a list where I read the first chapter from each book and was gonna pick which one was the most gripping, but unfortunately, 4 out of the 5 books were super gripping, and I just had to go to the internet and to see which one was more fast-paced, and The Troop was the book. So I picked it up. I'm about 80 pages, 85 pages into it already. Definitely enjoying it. It's different pacing than I actually thought. It's still fast-paced, but like it kind of pulls back with these like little vignettes of letters. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I'm definitely gonna continue it as well. So check back to see what my thoughts are on The Troop here in a few weeks. So yeah, I know I talked previously this year that I was going to jump into the Star Wars Expanded Universe, and I did. However, I kind of got bored with the one book that I was reading, and I don't know if it's because I read it, I don't know, 8 or so years ago, and I just knew the story. But either way, I got 50% of the way through it, and I just set it down, and I haven't picked it back up yet. But don't fret, I do still want to continue the Star Wars Extended Universe. I just may need to pick another Star Wars book to jumpstart that again. So if you have a recommendation, let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what your favorite Star Wars EU book is. I've read a handful of them already, Kenobi being one of my favorites, and then the Darth Bane trilogy also being one of my favorite trilogies. But yeah, let me know what your favorite Star Wars EU book is. On the same note, I know I've been reading through Ruin by John Gwynne for quite some time. This is a book and series I just don't quite want to finish yet. I want to stay in this world as long as I can with these characters and the story. I will finish it, and I will continue reading more John Gwynne, but I've also kind of put fantasy on pause for now as well. I've just been a little burnt out with fantasy after reading so many fantasy books back to back to back, and I just been wanting something a little bit different this year. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, but yeah, I will finish Ruin by John Gwynne and the Faithful and the Fallen series, and I will get to his other books as well. Just give me some time. I just want to stay in this world a little bit longer. So that's what I read in February and started at the end of February and have continued into this month of March. Let me know what you guys have been reading. That brings me to our book haul for the month of February. Here is my stack. As you can see, it's not that big. I've been trying to restrain myself from buying so many books, but there's some that I can't just not pick up, you know, every time at a thrift store, you know, with them being 50 cents to $1. I just gotta pick them up. So the first one I have here is Clue number 4. This is Mystery at the Masked Ball. These are super short mysteries. They're one-offs loosely based on the game Clue. These are super fun. They're by A.E. Parker. Yeah, can't go wrong with something short like this. Quick little palate cleanser. Next, I picked up 2 Goosebumps. I have The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight and Deep Trouble. Both $1, $1.50 at the thrift store. And then next, I have Fear Street. This is Truth or Dare, R.L. Stine's book from the Fear Street series. This one's pretty short too. I actually don't know much about this one, but I've been starting to slowly collect R.L. Stine's point thriller books and his Fear Street books and some of the Goosebumps books. So found this, couldn't pass it up. Next is kind of, you know, something I don't always pick up. I found this at the thrift store. This is Dumb and Dumber joke book. It was like 50 cents, and I grew up watching Dumb and Dumber religiously with my friends. I can quote the entire movie. I couldn't pass it up. Just, you know, just to have on my shelves. And then the last one, is a book that I picked up. I already have a copy of it, but I found this one at half price. This is Edgar Rice Burroughs' A Princess of Mars. This is book 1 in the John Carter series. This is a world that I've been wanting to jump into, to read. I actually enjoyed the Disney adaptation, John Carter. I know it kind of flopped, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, I found this, and this cover is just awesome. This is such good art. In fact, I didn't realize at the time, but these are the Canadian printings. And of course, cover art is by Michael Whelan, classic fantasy, sci-fi artist. Yeah. So that is my book haul for the month of February. Not a big stack, but some great books to add to my collection. Did you guys pick up anything good in February? Are you waiting for any pre-orders throughout the year? I know I just recently saw the World War Z Deluxe Edition, and boy, I am headed to pre-order that ASAP. I cannot wait for that, to add that to my collection. World War Z by Max Brooks is one of my favorite books of all time. I highly recommend it. If anything, pick up the audiobook. It's incredible. It is a stacked cast of voice actors in that. You won't regret it. So yeah, that's all I have for my monthly wrap up. Let me know if you guys need to chat about anything. I would love to talk to you. My email's always in the description. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Goodreads. I may not always get to you right away, but I would love to get to know you all better. Yeah, that's really what this channel is about. That's what this community is about. Reading and getting to hang out with our fellow book lovers. So yeah, that's it. Take care. God bless.